Okay, how much personal information do you think companies have about you over the internet?
Oh, probably a good deal. Facebook these days has enough information to provide everything they need to know, I'd say that.
A lot. A lot.
For me, I think they might actually have quite a bit because I've written for some publications, and I know at least there's some work information out there about me.
Let's see. I probably have to say a good amount of information. Nothing that I think is too incriminating, but I would say they have a good amount of information about me already.
Well, over the internet, I believe they have not just your government information, social security, date of birth. I'm really going to say that they know a lot more than you would think, regarding medical records, likes and dislikes.
I think especially now with Google, like with Gmail, I think companies have more and more information. Like with Gmail, for example, the way that they pop up like ads and stuff, like based on keywords from your email, and then Facebook does the same thing, where like if you mention something, like if you mention grad school in your profile, like you'll see ads for grad school on the side. So I think that as the internet evolves into the 3.0, I guess, is what it is going towards, there's definitely more and more information that companies are able to extract from the information that you present on the web.
What do you think that information is worth to them?
I think it's pretty valuable because it's a way for them to look at you without being in front of you.
A lot of information is sold, like to other companies. You end up getting all this junk mail.
I think it's worth a lot, especially depending on the company, because I'll tell you one thing that was so funny, and it just really knocked me off my feet, and I was just like, wow, because I do consider myself a private person, but I was interviewing for one job, and the guy who would have been my boss said, oh, so how are things going with the band? I said, that wasn't on my resume or anything, so how did you know I was in the band? He was like, Google, duh. And I was like, you know what, Sherry, Google, duh.
I think it's very valuable. I think in a time where jobs are becoming increasingly competitive to get, and especially in media, everything you put out there about yourself can be used either to your benefit or even against you.
If it concerns advertisers, I think it has a lot of value, because if you happen to be emailing somebody about a certain topic that you're trying to research or find, and they email you something, then that site is going to get a hit, and it's going to produce capital or a sale for them. So I think it's very important for them, very valuable to have as much information about you as possible. I think they wouldn't want it any other way.
Would you rather have that information on you back, or would you prefer to get money for that?
Get it back?
Yes, would you rather have complete control of that information, or would you rather get paid for that information?
Get paid. Yeah, because I'd like to make some money.
I'd rather have it back.
And why? Why is that?
Just because I'm very careful about what I put on the internet, any personal information or anything, and I never use credit.
I would just prefer to have it back, because if I'm in a band, then I want to tell people about it. I don't want them to find out about it just, because they've done a search or something like that.
I definitely want it back. If I could, I think I'd rather have more control over who has access to my, information and privacy than to actually make any gain for it.
I would definitely prefer to get paid for it, because they are using my services. With the information I get, they can tell what kind of demographic I'm in, which is important information, which, depending on the advertiser, they would pay outside marketing firms to find for them. So if firms are getting paid for that kind of information, I think my personal information, which is mine, which I own, I should be paid for, reimbursed for.